There's a version of you that you see every single day, a version shaped by your past, your failures, your fears, and the quiet voice in your head that keeps repeating, "This is who you are." But what if I told you that version isn't real? What if everything you believe about yourself, your limits, your identity, your worth, is just a story you've been telling yourself for years? Think about it. You weren't born doubting yourself. You weren't born afraid of failure. You weren't born believing you're not good enough. Those beliefs were learned, and anything that is learned can be unlearned. Right now, your mind is like a lens, and that lens is not showing you reality, it's showing you a filtered version of it. Every rejection you faced, every mistake you made, every time someone told you you can't, it all added layers to that lens. And now you don't just see the world through it. You see yourself through it. That's why you hesitate. That's why you overthink. That's why you hold back, even when you know you're capable of more. Because deep down, you've accepted a version of yourself that was never meant to be permanent. But here's the truth that changes everything. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the labels people gave you. You are something far more powerful. And in the next few minutes, you're going to start seeing that. Close your eyes for a moment and listen. There's a voice in your head right now. It comments on everything you do. It judges you. It reminds you of your failures. It tells you what could go wrong. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it screams. But here's the question most people never ask. Who is that voice? Because if you can hear it, that means it's not you. Read that again. If you can observe the voice, then you are separate from it. Yet most people go their entire lives believing that voice is them. And that's where everything goes wrong. That voice was built over time. From parents, teachers, society, past experiences. It's like a recording, playing on repeat. And the more you listen to it, the more it shapes your identity. It tells you, you're not confident. You're not smart enough. You always mess things up. And slowly, you start believing it. Not because it's true, but because it's familiar. But here's the shift that changes everything. You don't have to believe every thought you think. Let that sink in. Your thoughts are not facts. They're just mental events. They come and they go. And the moment you stop identifying with them, you take your power back. Imagine your thoughts like clouds in the sky. Some are dark, some are heavy, some are full of doubt, but you are the sky, unchanging, limitless, unaffected by the clouds passing through. And when you truly understand this, you stop being controlled by your mind. You start observing it. And that's where transformation begins. Let me tell you something most people never realize. Your identity is not fixed. It's constructed. Every time you say, "I'm not confident," "I'm bad at this," "This is just who I am," you're reinforcing a mental identity. And your brain, it loves consistency. So once you adopt an identity, your brain starts proving it to you. If you believe you're shy, you'll avoid situations that challenge that belief. If you believe you're not capable, you won't take risks that could prove otherwise. If you believe you always fail, you'll subconsciously act in ways that make sure you do. Not because you're weak, but because your mind is trying to stay consistent with who you think you are. This is called the identity trap, and it's invisible because it feels like truth. But here's the breakthrough. You don't get what you want in life. You get who you believe you are. So if you want to change your life, you don't start with your goals. You start with your identity. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? Not who have I been, not what have I done, but who am I choosing to be starting now? Because the moment you shift your identity, everything else starts to shift with it. Your actions change, your decisions change, your confidence changes, and slowly, your entire life follows. This is where most people stop, but you won't, because in the next part, you're going to learn how to rebuild your identity from the ground up. Right now, I want you to try something. Not tomorrow, not later, right now. Because change doesn't happen in the future. It happens in a moment of decision. Take a deep breath and ask yourself one simple question. If I was already the person I want to become, how would I think right now? Would you doubt yourself? Would you hesitate? Would you overthink every move? Or would you feel certain, grounded, in control? Now here's the key. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. So when you consciously step into a new identity, even for 60 seconds, you begin to rewire your neural patterns, stand differently, breathe differently, think differently. Say to yourself, I am confident. I am capable. I figure things out. At first, it might feel fake. That's okay, because every new identity feels uncomfortable before it feels natural. Do this daily, just 60 seconds, because small shifts, repeated consistently, create massive transformation. Here's something powerful. You don't become confident first, and then take action. You take action, and then become confident. Confidence is not a prerequisite. It's a result. So stop waiting to feel ready. Start acting as if you already are. Walk into the room like you belong there. Speak like your voice matters. Make decisions like you trust yourself. Will it feel uncomfortable? Yes, but that discomfort is a sign of growth. Every time you act as if, you're casting a vote for your future self. And eventually, those votes add up, until one day, you wake up as the person you were trying to become. Look at yourself in the mirror, not casually, but intentionally, because this moment matters. Most people avoid truly looking at themselves, not physically, but deeply. They see flaws, they see doubts, they see everything they think they're not. But today, I want you to see something different. Look into your own eyes and recognize the potential that's been there all along. The strength you've ignored, the resilience you've underestimated, the growth you've already achieved. Say it out loud. I am not who I used to be. I am becoming someone greater, because you are, even if you don't fully believe it yet. And that's enough to start. At some point, you have to decide. Not wish, not hope, not wait. Decide. Decide that you're done playing small. Decide that your past doesn't define you. Decide that you're capable of more. Because your life changes the moment you do. Not gradually, not someday, but instantly. In the moment of decision. Everything else, your actions, your habits, your results, will follow that decision. But it starts here, with you. This is your moment. Not next week, not next year. Now, you can walk away from this and go back to the same patterns. Or you can choose to see yourself differently, to think differently, to act differently, to be different. Because the truth is, you've never been stuck. You've just been identified with a version of yourself that's too small. And now, you see it. So step into something bigger. A new identity, a new mindset, a new life. Because the person you're becoming is already within you. You just have to choose them.